So first, give us a backstory. It happened in 2017. It's now 2019.
It's now 2019, and last year, Shahan, when this mother, Karabo, went to go ask the investigating officer of her case, what's going on? I need to find out what happened with my baby. He said to her, look, I'm so sorry, because it's been sent to toxicology and we only have 2 labs that specialize nationwide, it's going to take you about 5 to 10 years to receive your answers. So obviously for her, that's unacceptable, because also she says that in the morning of the 5th of December 2017, when she took a 6-week-old baby to the hospital to get immunized, it wasn't like the baby was sick of flu or something. It was an appointment to go to the hospital for her to get immunization. And then after she gets injected with the immunization, suddenly the baby takes a turn for the worst. And there's things that are happening to her that are not understandable. There's brown foam coming out of her nose. Eventually, when she died, she was purple. Apparently, her entire back was purple at 6 weeks. So obviously, the mother and father think there's something that was in the injection that wasn't supposed to be in there, or maybe actually they used the wrong injection.
Yeah.
So she needs answers, and to tell her that she'll be receiving those answers in 5 to 10 years is absurd. But then you find out from, National Laboratory that, for instance, in 2017, Gauteng Health owed the National Health Laboratory about 2.5 billion rand. And we know the troubles that Gauteng Health is facing. So when we found out that, some of the issues is the backlog because of the fact that we only have 2 labs and because of owing, you look at it and then the answers do make sense to you, but for families like little Botlale's family, it really is not something that they want.
Yeah.
And, Shahan, when I asked the Gauteng Health Department's head of forensics about this, he said that also the other issue is that they're seeing a positive with people studying to become pathologists. But what's the point if there's only 2 labs and very little, places that you can be appointed in terms of the public health system, where you need actually to work first to be able to have your resume look good. And this is exactly what he explained to us.
Yeah.
The other ones is pathologists. We have, with time, which I could say is fortunate on the part of the health system, is we are having more and more qualified pathologists to do these investigations, meaning that they look for quality of service. But quality must be met with the readiness of, is there enough equipment? Is there enough staff on the other side to process what is requested? Is there enough everything that the laboratories can cope up to meet the expectations of the pathologists?
It's actually outrageous, and I think we're allowed to be outraged at something like this, especially on behalf of these parents who lost their 6-week-old baby. So why does it take so long?
So what they explained, and of course as a journalist, sometimes you're sitting there and you're not really understanding what they're trying to say. With doctors, they'll try to hit you with all this terminology that will confuse you. But basically what they explained is that toxicology takes long because once you take something in for toxicology, a person's remains for toxicology, it basically means that you're testing for a wide range of poisons, and there's over 2,000, 1,000 poisons that a person can die from. So that's what takes long, because now they have to test for that many and then try to narrow it down until they find the one. And so that's what they explained in layman's terms takes long. But of course, when you look at the fact that it takes 5 to 10 years, Shahan, and you have your loved ones stomach contents, or, in this case, probably just the bloodstream of the baby. If you have those in the lab for that long, don't you also run the risk of that also being contaminated? Maybe the test results in 10 years will not actually give you what it would have had you tested before. But this is what Dr. Murile explained to me about why toxicology takes so long, and he actually said 5 to 10 years is unacceptable.
What makes it take long, for instance, most of the time is our investigation is not what you call targeted investigation. It is a general screen. For instance, if you get a person coming from the street and they say, we suspect this person died from poisoning. This person was poisoned. You don't know what these people are saying. You go to the body looking for a poison. So you are going to the body to take samples, you send to the lab to say they must do toxicology screen. Now the screen initially may give you, say, up to 1,000 substances in there or more, and you're not looking for 1,000 chemical substances. You are looking for 1 or 2. Then thereafter, they've got to taper their way. They might come back to you exactly what are you looking for. This is what we have. What are you looking for? So, the way the order is made and the way the pathologist approaches the case.
So, yesterday we had the health ministers, William Kize and President Cyril Ramaphosa, making grand promises and plans about how they're going to transform the healthcare sector. What is national government saying about what's happening here?
So, Shahan, national government, we've been working on this story since Tuesday. We've been in contact with national government since Tuesday. And until yesterday, they only answered us yesterday afternoon. And when they answered us, they told us to ask Gauteng government. Now, of course, that doesn't make sense because we're talking about national health laboratories. Till today, we're waiting for the National Health Department to answer us. The Gauteng Health Department is saying that their wish list would, of course, be that it's budgeted for, that there is at least another 1 or 2, actually, that are built instead of only having 2 that specialize with things such as toxicology. Yeah. So we obviously will still keep running after the National Health Department until they give us the answers that we need, and whether or not they're looking at actually investing in building another National Health Laboratory, and more importantly, making sure that the equipment that these pathologists and forensics use are not as old as 1994.
Yeah, all right. So we'll put out a call to the National Health Department as well as the presidency, who always watches us on ENC, Masego, to give you the answers that you need, because they have a responsibility to do so. So Masego is waiting for your answers.